Almost all of you will soon be entering a terrifying phase in your life. You will be going off to college and your mom will no longer be doing your laundry. So how do you avoid shrinking your favorite sweater or pink underwear? Have no fear. My mom taught me how to do it, and now I'm going to teach you. Follow these simple steps and you will be doing laundry like a pro. Now we have this big pile of dirty laundry, and what do we do with it? Well, we'll start off by sorting. First, we will sort by color. And the reason we sort by color is because we don't want the clothes to bleed or fade into each other, and also they may need to be washed differently. So we'll start off by making piles. The first pile I'm going to make is for dark clothes, such as these because they have more color in them. Then we will make a pile for light clothes, and some light clothes, like this item, may have dark and light colors in them, but we will put them in the light pile because it has white in it. Then we will make a third pile for whites or things that may need to be bleached, like these. Now we are finished sorting by color and we have our light, dark, and white piles, we can break it down even more and sort by wash temperature. There are 3 types of wash temperatures. These include cold water wash, warm water wash, and hot water wash. In cold water, we will wash our delicate fabrics such as lace, silk, and knits. Also, we will wash our sweaters and things that could shrink or fade. In warm water, we will wash our dirtier items and things that we know won't shrink or fade, such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants, and blue jeans. Lastly, in hot water, we will wash our very dirty items or things that could be disinfected or things that could be whitened with bleach. These items could include socks, underwear, sheets, or towels. Now we are going to take a closer look at our lights and sort them into 3 piles based on wash temperature. For example, this item has dark and light colors, so it could fade, so we would put that in the cold pile. Items like these blue jeans and t-shirts we would put in the warm pile, and this sweater would be put in the cold pile. Also, this dress, because it is made out of delicate fabric and it also has this netting, so it would be in the cold pile. And things like these socks and towels would be put in the hot pile because they are dirtier. After we have our laundry sorted, we are ready to begin washing. I am going to start by washing these light clothes that will be washed in cold water. By the way, if you're still unsure of what temperature to wash your clothes in, you can check the tags and it will tell you. For example, this sweater's tag says machine wash cold, so we know we are washing it in the right temperature. Now there are 2 very important things you want to do before you start loading your clothes in the washing machine. First, you're going to want to pre-treat any stains with stain remover so that the stains don't set when you wash them in the washing machine. So we're going to check our clothes, and this shirt does have a stain, so we will get our stain remover. And in my house we use Shout, but you can use whatever you want. So we will spray the stain. You can either rub the nozzle on the stain or rub the fabric together to get the stain out. And then you will set it aside while you pre-treat your other items. Second, you're going to want to check items for things in your pockets like candy, pens, or even some extra money. So we'll check these pants. And it doesn't look like they have anything in the pockets, so that's good. Also, another thing you're going to want to do is to zip any zippers, because we don't want zippers to snag on the other clothes and ruin them. So now we are ready to begin loading the machine. One important thing to remember while loading is to not overload. If you overload, your clothes could get twisted and wrinkled, and the machine might not behave properly. So to avoid this, you want to try to fill your laundry load only up to the rim of the basket and not any higher. Once you have loaded all the clothes, you are ready to put in your detergent. There are many different kinds of detergents, such as powder and liquid, so it's really your preference on what you want to use. Today I'm using a liquid detergent, and how much detergent you put in depends on the size of the load you're washing. I am washing a medium-sized load, so I am going to fill my lid just a little over halfway. Once you fill your lid, you can pour it into the machine. And once you have your detergent in, you can add color safe bleaches such as OxiClean or Clorox 2, and these help lighten and brighten your clothes and get them cleaner. And if you're washing whites, you can add a bleach like Clorox. And after you have added all that, we are ready to begin adjusting our dials. Now we are ready to adjust the settings on the machine. All machines are different, but they all have the same basic settings. If you're unsure of the settings on your machine, you can always read the directions. For this particular machine, I will first select the load size. The load size tells the machine how much water you want to use when washing your clothes. It goes from extra small to super plus. Since I had a medium-sized load, I will set it in the middle. Next, I will do the wash temperature. The wash temperature goes from cold to hot. I will put mine on a cold wash temperature. Next, I will do the fabric select. The fabric select goes from hand wash to heavy duty. The fabric select tells the machine how fast it will spin when washing your clothes. The more delicate fabrics are going to spin slower, and the sturdier fabrics, like towels and blue jeans, will spin faster. I will set mine on delicate or extra low. Lastly, we will set the wash cycle. The wash cycle has light soil, regular soil, and heavy soil. For dirtier clothes, you will select heavier soil. In my load, I will do a light soil. Now all that's left to do is pull out the wash cycle button and select, and it's started. Now that our clothes are nice and clean, we can begin drying. But remember, never leave your clothes in the washing machine for too long after you have washed them, because they can start to stink and even sometimes mold. Next, we will move on to the dryer settings. Your dryer settings are a lot like the washing machine settings. This dial here is for temperature. You will dry cold water wash on low temperature, warm water wash on medium temperature, and hot water wash on high temperature. This next dial is how long you want to dry your clothes. Drying your clothes depends on the fabrics you're washing or how big your laundry load is. Delicate fabrics take less time to dry than heavier fabrics. Now remember, for my laundry load, it was a cold water wash, so I will dry it on a low temperature for about 50 minutes. Couple things you're going to have to do before you load the clothes in your dryer. First, you're going to have to determine what clothes you might not want to dry. For example, this sweater you might not want to dry because it could get misshapen or shrink in the dryer, so we are going to lay it out flat to air dry. Also, this very delicate dress we will hang dry. Next, we are going to check the clothes that we pre-treated earlier, because if you put stained clothes in the dryer, the stains could set and be there forever. So this is the shirt we checked earlier, and it looks like the stain is gone, so we're good to go on that. Next, there's a very important safety thing you need to do, and that is to check the lint tray, because lint is highly flammable and it could cause a dryer fire if it's too dirty. But ours is clean, so we can start to load the clothes into the dryer. Now that we are done drying, I have a couple tips for folding and hanging. My first tip is that you should try and get your clothes out of the dryer while they're still warm, so you can smooth out the wrinkles and you might not have to iron. My second tip has to do with folding shirts. There are lots of ways to fold shirts, so it really depends on what you want to do. There is this way, where you fold it in half, like this, and then fold it like this. But this way, you could risk getting a crease right down the middle of the shirt, like that. So how I like to do it, and a good way to avoid that, is by folding in the sleeves and folding it in half the other way, like this. So you avoid getting that crease down the middle. I have made going to college slightly less terrifying by my demonstration. Now, there are a lot of ways to do laundry. It isn't a science. But if you follow the basic steps and my simple tips for sorting, washing, drying, and folding, it could keep you from making any catastrophic mistakes like turning something pink.